Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdullah Bravo. I was born as Antonio Bravo and I was born in Madrid. My parents are from there. So, my father was born in Madrid. My mother is a half German woman that was born in Guinea Equatorial Guinea, which is in Africa, when it was a colony. And I was raised in a city called Segovia, which is a very traditional city near Madrid, very religious, Catholic religious, especially my mother, who was raised in a more Protestant environment. And my father was not really somebody that was into religion, but his background goes back to the Jewish community in Toledo. But myself was kind of enjoyment, have fun, was never planning for the future. So at a certain time of life, I became curious about the existence of God, because in my family people were never practicing any kind of religion. But I felt that there was something more in life than just what I've been told. I felt that there was more than what is the dunya, what is the material world. So I start digging here and there with the different religions, with different kinds of spirituality. Once I started searching, I also started searching in different, because when you're young, you just try to find here and there and seek knowledge in all ways and all kind of religions. But sometimes the results were not satisfying. It was like something different. It was not exactly what I was looking for, because I didn't feel that this was connecting to my human nature. At the time of 2001 and 2002, 2000, up to 2003, when I became Muslim, at that time Islam had a bad reputation in the media, and also in Spain, traditionally, people have also the image of the Muslim as an enemy. This has something to do with the history of the country, what's now Spain. But centuries ago, Spain was conquered by the Muslims. In the expansion of Islam, Islam reached up to Spain, even to south of France. So the idea of Spain is based on the fact that they conquered and defeated the Muslims, and they always had to put the Muslims in a bad light. So it was like, history books, they always try to put this image in order to create a sense of nationalism in Spain, which has little to do with spirituality or religion. It's more kind of a political thing. But it's always like always happens that they try to blame the Muslims for things that history itself cannot show directly. So at that time, Islam had a very bad reputation in the media, in general, and also where I come from, Islam has never been treated properly. So it has always been very has been put in a very bad light, let's say like this. Before I became Muslim, I had already very, very much information about Islam, because lots of my friends in school, they were from different Muslim countries. So being in that kind of environment, it was not difficult for me to find out what the lifestyle was, and also they were very open. So when I had some questions about things, they were always there to give me some answers. So I was curious already before becoming Muslim, But I didn't take the step because I even felt that it was not possible for me to become Muslim. I didn't know until later that it was possible, and I became closer friend with them. I had a deeper friendship with them, and I started learning what was the whole lifestyle. What I saw in these people was that they had a whole different approach to things. So less materialistic, a deeper understanding of human relationships, and this kept me very curious about it. The relationship with Quran for me has been always a beautiful one because first of all I was a lot into poetry. So, and at that time I was also looking for some ways to find the truth. And then I found it there because first of like I say, I saw that there was the beauty, that was the exact timing of the words. And on the other side, I also found out that it was telling the truth. And this is like, because in the beginning, before you become Muslim, you have your doubts about it. But once you start reading it and you start really meditating and making a reflection on it, then suddenly the whole world opens up because it tells you everything. It tells you from our history to the way how we have to deal with people and we have to deal with situations. It gives us advice. It tells us what not to do, what to do. Well, it was overwhelming. I understand that Islam is perfect, but for me, what made Islam so beautiful and so special is the way Islam deals with everything, with our Lord, the way Islam deals with prophets, and also the way Islam deals with everything from the humans to the animals to the plants, even to things. So it gives you a clear advice and also as a way to soften our hearts, not to be hard towards things and towards everything, really. And that's really what impressed me more, because it shows that it's really a natural way. So it's the way to become a real human. And especially in the way brothers deal with each other, it's impressive. You will not find that anywhere else. Maybe apart from some tribes somewhere in some places of the world, but in some hidden places, but not in our society. So, and not in a form just like superficial form, in a very deep form and in a very gentle way. So I just it trapped. It was like something that kept me very very close to them, and I felt this was a very important learning process for me to see how they react to situations that for me they were too much, but for them it was not that much. Every action, every little action, every way of being thankful to things, even when there are struggles or when there are some situations that normally you would react in a bad way, the way I saw how they reacted to this, it was beautiful. It was something great. They told me about the Sunnah, and I kept trying by myself, just like experimenting. So at that moment, I had an interest to find ways to get out of difficulties. And I think these were the most important thing about it, because every time I tried something that they told me about the Sunnah, the results were very satisfying. So once I came to the house, they just invited me to stay. And after talking with them and just being clear in my mind and in my heart that Islam was the way, they just invited me to make ghusl, and then just to make Shahada, Shahada la ilaha illallah, Shahada Muhammadan Rasulullah. And then it was like, wow. It was like something new, like doors were opening from that moment on. So after that, I was invited to move to another place where there were more brothers, and I could develop my love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I was living with my mother because my parents divorced years ago, and so I was staying with my mother at that time. And she didn't feel bad that I became Muslim because she knew all these people, that she even met them before I did, because they were older people. They were friends, but they were older than me. So I think that she knew already that I was interested into Islam, and that I had a connection with them that was something special. And not only this, because 1 year later my mother made Shahada too. My mother, her name is Rosa Gisela Schröder, just as a German woman. She was, before she became Muslim, she was also interested in spirituality. But after that, her life changed too, in a beautiful way. So she became Amina. And now people know her as Amina. I knew already, I've seen them praying. So I've seen a lot of brothers praying before I became Muslim. So I was very curious about it. But once I started doing the prayers for myself, I realized how important it was, because it kept me connected to Allah. And it gave me also a good relationship with my Lord that I didn't have before in such a way. Because I also learned how important it is to ask for for forgiveness, how important it is to make du'as for me and for others. And also it made me more humble, because my ego was at that certain age, the ego of a young man is normally very big, and this was helping me to ground myself, to find peace, to find harmony. Once I've been doing it, has been always a beautiful situation, because it's like breaking apart from all these materialistic needs that we often have and that drive us into dunya. And once you're fasting, you feel this connection that Allah is providing everything, and that what we really need, He's giving us. And not only because of just not needing to consume anything or eat or drink anything during the day, but it's also because it cuts from all the desire of having always something in, because everything is already, Allah has already provided everything in the human. So I found light in his life, because it gives you, it's like you are following a path, and his deeds and the way he acted is just the perfection of the human being. So you see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created him to show an example for everybody, how the human, which levels can we reach as humans. So that's why we follow him. So when you start reading from the situation, from the battles of Uhud, or you see a lot of things. You see the human way, the real human way, that nowadays is like hidden. You see that in him. The way to spread Islam to people that don't believe, or people that are Christians, or other religions, would be, first of all, to show love. Because a lot of these people, they are just confused. They are just in a state where love is not present. They are more driven by fear. And once we can break this fear in them by showing good example, I think they will learn by themselves. They will not try to put their mind first. They will have to deal from the heart. And I think lots of people will be open for that. The easiest way to spread Islam probably will be through example. We got all the guidelines how to do things right. And we don't have to fear anything but Allah. We are in a love relationship with God. So it will all come back to us if we just keep doing the right things, put our egos a little bit more aside. Things will run perfectly. And I think from time to time, because this modern society is struggling so much with a lot of situations, there is so much problems in the world nowadays, that people will always try to follow those that really have an answer. And we have that in Islam. We have the answer for everything, because in the Sunnah, and not only in the Sunnah, in Islam itself, in the Quran and also in our daily lives, we have the answer to everything. So there is an answer for everything. There is a way of dealing with everything and finding a solution. We are those that have the solutions for the things. So once we start realizing this and not fearing anything else, I think things will come back to a more pleasant way for us. So when I mean fear from economic way, the fear of being rejected by society, fear of everything that the media is portraying nowadays to cause fears, all types of fear. This has to be put aside, and if we deal with love, it probably will react, because that's what the society is needing nowadays. And when people go back to Islam, it's because probably the love to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, becomes stronger than the fear.